revolutions are often associated with long-term planning, political ideology, or a build-up of discontent. However, throughout history, there have been revolutions that took the world by surprise, emerging from seemingly unlikely circumstances. These revolutions transformed societies, governments, and even entire regions, despite not being predicted or anticipated. Here are 10 of the most unexpected revolutions in history. 1. The French Revolution, 1789. The French Revolution was one of the most significant and unexpected revolutions in world history. France, under King Louis XVI, appeared to be an absolute monarchy with a strong tradition of aristocratic rule. Yet, widespread discontent over financial crises, social inequality, and Enlightenment ideas led to the collapse of the monarchy, the rise of radical political movements, and the eventual rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. This revolution fundamentally reshaped Europe, inspiring movements for democracy and civil rights worldwide. 2. The American Revolution, 1776. At the time, the American colonies were part of the British Empire, and few could have predicted that the colonies would successfully revolt against one of the most powerful nations in the world. The American Revolution began as a response to taxes and perceived injustices, but it evolved into a full-scale rebellion that resulted in the creation of the United States. This revolution not only surprised the British but also set the stage for future democratic movements around the world. 3. The Russian Revolution, 1917. The Russian Revolution took place in a country that, by most accounts, seemed deeply entrenched in autocracy and feudalism. Tsar Nicholas II's government was widely considered to be strong, but the devastating effects of World War I, combined with severe social and economic inequality, sparked the February Revolution. The abdication of the Tsar and the rise of the Bolsheviks in the October Revolution led to the establishment of the Soviet Union, dramatically altering global politics for much of the 20th century. 4. The Iranian Revolution, 1979. In 1979, the Iranian Revolution shocked the world by overthrowing the Western-backed Pahlavi monarchy. Iran was thought to be firmly under the control of the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, and his regime was seen as modern and progressive. However, a coalition of left-wing intellectuals, Islamic clerics, and disillusioned citizens, led by Ayatollah Khomeini, staged a revolution that led to the establishment of an Islamic republic. This event radically changed the political landscape of the Middle East and continues to influence global politics. 5. The Cuban Revolution, 1959. Cuba, under the rule of dictator Fulgencio Batista, was considered a stable, albeit corrupt, government in the 1950s. However, few expected that a group of rebels led by Fidel Castro, a relatively unknown figure at the time, would succeed in overthrowing the regime. The revolution was marked by guerrilla warfare and the eventual rise of communism in Cuba, leading to the nation's alignment with the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The Cuban Revolution has had a lasting impact on Latin American politics. 6. The Haitian Revolution, 1791–1804. Perhaps the most unexpected revolution in the Americas was the Haitian Revolution. It was the first and only successful slave rebellion in modern history. Haiti, then a French colony, had a large enslaved population working on sugar plantations. Over the course of a decade, enslaved Africans led by figures like Toussaint Louverture successfully overthrew French colonial rule, establishing Haiti as the first independent black republic. This revolution stunned the world, particularly because it was initiated by enslaved people who defied all odds. 7. The Glorious Revolution, 1688. The Glorious Revolution in England was unexpected because it involved a bloodless overthrow of a sitting monarch. King James II, a Catholic, was increasingly unpopular due to his attempts to promote religious tolerance for Catholics. In response, a group of Protestant nobles invited William of Orange to invade. James fled, and William and his wife, Mary, ascended to the throne, cementing Protestant rule in England. This revolution is considered one of the most peaceful and transformative, establishing parliamentary sovereignty over the monarchy. 8. The Chinese Revolution, 1949. The Chinese Revolution culminated in the establishment of the People's Republic of China, yet this outcome seemed unlikely given the complex political landscape of the time. The ruling nationalist government, led by Chiang Kai-shek, seemed dominant, while the Communist Party, under Mao Zedong, was considered a minor force. However, following years of civil war, Japanese occupation, and widespread discontent, the Communists seized power in 1949, transforming China into a communist state. This revolution had profound implications for the global balance of power during the Cold War. 9. The Velvet Revolution, 1989. The Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia is a prime example of an unexpected, peaceful revolution. The communist government of Czechoslovakia had been in power for over 4 decades, and the country was seen as part of the Soviet bloc. However, public protests and the collapse of Soviet influence in Eastern Europe in 1989 led to the peaceful overthrow of the communist regime. This revolution marked the end of communist rule in Czechoslovakia and contributed to the larger wave of democratization in Central and Eastern Europe. 10. The Egyptian Revolution, 2011. In early 2011, Egypt, ruled by President Hosni Mubarak for nearly 30 years, was seen as a stable, authoritarian state with little to no prospects for change. However, following months of political discontent, exacerbated by social media, millions of Egyptians took to the streets to demand the president's resignation. The mass protests in Cairo's Tahrir Square, along with international pressure, led to Mubarak's downfall. While the revolution did not immediately lead to stability, it inspired similar uprisings throughout the Arab world and triggered the larger Arab Spring movement. These revolutions were not only surprising in their rapidity and scale, but they also triggered significant social, political, and economic changes. They demonstrate that revolutions do not always follow predictable paths and that even in stable societies, sudden shifts in public sentiment, political instability, or foreign influence can lead to unexpected upheavals.